There's a headline in here. Do you want to break this down?
Sure.
It's about Google and Android, and it blew my mind actually a little bit.
Yeah, so Google is actually going to finally start pushing Android developers really hard to make apps have much better large screen support.
Oh.
Yeah, this only ever really happens if you're making your own product that does the thing. And now that Google has the Pixel Fold and the Pixel Tablet, they finally have all these large screen Android devices. And I realized yesterday, there are 3 of us in this office that are mainlining the Pixel Fold right now.
Facts.
It's me, you, and Alex.
Yeah.
And speaking of, just to bring a new voice into here, Alex is going to take my spot for this section.
And now, so that I can cut to this camera angle, Alex is back.
Whoa! Wow.
3 Pixel Fold users in one room.
You were Andrew
How often does
before.
that happen?
Let's put them all next to each other.
You have a case on yours, actually.
Yeah.
I do not.
I don't
I just have
either.
a clean black. What color is yours, actually? Is it also
Mine's also black.
black?
I
Okay.
did see the gold one at Linus Tech Expo this weekend. Someone had it, and
Wait, there's a gold one?
yeah.
It's like a bronzy gold.
Yeah, it's a really, really pretty color.
That's what I get for being an early adopter.
I am putting I'm going to put the light leather dbrand skin on this, though. Very excited for that.
So now we've been using. So I've had this since launch. We've had these phones for a couple weeks now. How long have you had Pixel Fold, Alex? 2 weeks.
A
I think?
month? Almost?
Okay.
I got mine like the end of June.
Okay, so we've all had sort of
I've had mine for like 2 weeks now. I
yeah
think.
experiences, probably pros, cons, things we like, things we don't like. The headline for this is that Google is starting to push for developers to make more apps optimized for the inside screen.
Yeah.
I want to ask how much each of you are currently using the inside screen, because I still, to this day, I would say I use the inside screen 10% of the time on this phone. What about you?
I think it's about accurate.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I use the outside screen about, but to me, that's a testament to how good the outside screen is.
Yeah.
I find it very enjoyable. And that's so I brought this up to Andrew. It would be funny if he was in the room that I could call him on this. But like, he was like, how are you liking it so far? And I was like, I find him using the outside screen a lot more.
Yeah.
Like probably like 85, 90% of the time. And he was like, oh, good thing you got the phone with the giant screen on the inside so you can use the outside screen all the time. And I was like, no, but that's sort of I like that. Like I tried using a Z Fold and I didn't like it because I didn't like the outside screen.
Yeah.
And that was my biggest issue with it. And because I'm like, on daily use, I want to just use this outside screen and be able to get a text message off, read stuff, whatever. But then, like, for example, I was telling my mom about a trip I took to California the other day, and I was like, "Oh yeah, here's some photos." Oh wait, let me just like open this real quick and show you on a big ass screen,
Exactly.
big butt screen. Yeah, I mean I think that's the use case, like using it for like games, videos, stuff like that. I would love if there was a little better support for inside apps, though, like for certain stuff. But certain stuff is pretty enjoyable. Like if you open text messages in here from the Google Messages app, if that's what you use, it'll automatically split screen it if you open a link, which is pretty sick. So then you can still have your messages open on the side, and then have like it'll automatically pop open the link. So
There's
that you
a
can,
lot of stuff like that.
There's cool little things.
So
It's
if you're using Google's own apps, I find
Most of them.
Yeah, a lot of Google's, like YouTube Studio doesn't do it, but a lot of Google's own apps have awesome experiences on the inside screen. So for the 10% of the time that I use it, which for me is like web browsing, emailing people back, I'll like reference web browser stuff and like flip back and forth. The calendar, managing the calendar, or for whatever reason, I'm in spreadsheets all the time for like Frisbee team logistics spreadsheets. So I just have it. I open it up. There's like a big screen for that. Great. But there are a lot of third-party apps that just look terrible on the inside screen.
Yeah.
Instagram is kind of the most common one, which is hilarious because if you pull it up on, let's say, an iPad, there's no iPad app, so it's just a blown-up iPhone app. They stubbornly don't do it. What's funny is Samsung will just like force it to fit on the inside screen, and it looks like a stretch version, but it looks better.
It looks good.
Versus on the Pixel Fold, there are just columns on either side. There's a couple other apps like that are not updated. Have you played games that support the inside screen? I don't. think I found any.
I played some Angry Birds. That works.
Interesting.
I
Okay,
still
that
play Angry
scales.
Birds.
Nice.
I love Angry Birds.
Okay.
It works on there. It looks pretty cool.
Okay.
That's the only game I've played though.
Yeah, I'm not a huge game. I don't get. Do you do stuff on the inside screen?
I don't. Oh yeah, Yes.
So what stuff do you do on the inside screen and how much do you use it?
The best part of the inside screen is viewing photos is amazing. Like it's so cool because these phones have really great resolution anyway, and like viewing them on a huge screen is cool. And then watching YouTube videos. Those are basically the two use cases that I've found are useful.
Do you do like the half folded
No.
YouTube videos?
No.
I started doing that because of the aspect ratio.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna have bezels no matter or black bars no matter what.
Yeah.
So I started like propping it up on like a.
I tried doing that on the plane, and I was like, I prefer to just like hold it and watch it.
Yeah.
I don't love web browsing with it because I don't like split keyboards and like split typing with my fingers. Like I don't have the like muscle memory to know where the letters are.
Do you ever do this and flip it the
Turn
other
it
way?
sideways. Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, the watching YouTube videos and viewing photos part I think is really great. I think obviously it makes sense to have it be closed and just use it closed all the time because the screen is higher quality. You don't get the divot in the center. Yeah, I will say I tried so hard to do the whole like two apps side by side, like multitasking faster thing.
Yeah.
And I found it was more cumbersome than just using the quick app switch on the front.
I think we're really used to the like quick app switching, and I still do that a lot on the outside screen. It just feels like the few times that I actually open up the Pixel Fold, my brain goes, "Oh, we're doing something important here," and I just start doing. I take advantage of more of those features when I'm opening the phone. So I don't know. That's like I do wish some things were different about it, but I feel like I've calibrated myself to that experience.
I tried to use the split screen thing, and it's like I was trying to log into my Air Canada account. So I was like, oh, this is great because I have all like the information for my Aeroplan number and all this stuff stored in my Google Keep. So I have Google Keep on one half and the Air Canada app on the other half. It is just hard. I don't know. It wasn't really better. I really like just multitasking quickly. But I think the things I like the most about this phone are the aspect ratio of the front screen because I like the closer to 16:9. It's kind of fun. It's like a throwback. And then just like, watching videos, viewing photos on the inside screen is really great.
You know what I've done on the inside screen that I feel like would be useful for you based off how I see how you use workflow
technology
on your computer, like when you're researching and stuff. Doing a side-by-side Google Doc and web browser, solid. It's nice for like cutting and pasting, researching, jotting down notes, whatever. I've used it for that a couple times.
Yeah.
Copying and pasting left to right windows is huge.
Yeah.
I do that
and
a lot.
in Android 14, you're going to be able to drag and drop text from one window to another.
That's nice.
Sounds
which
sick.
is really cool. You don't have to do the whole copy paste. You just drag it.
I did one thing recently in emails because if you want to attach multiple things to an email, typically you'd in like a single screen phone, like a normal phone, it's a normal process. In this phone, I had Google Photos on one half and I had the emails on the other half.
You just drag the photo.
And I like selected a photo and then started selecting other photos and I just dragged a handful of photos over and it just dropped them all in the email and attached them in a list. And in that moment, I was like, that's why I got this phone.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Why I got this
The
phone.
worst part about this phone for me is that when I'm holding it, the volume rocker is right where my thumb is, and I turn the volume down all the time by accident. And then when I have it open...
I do that too.
When I have it open, if I have it like this, I'll also turn the volume up or lock the phone. And it's really annoying.
Yeah, either lock the phone or accidentally long press it. And then it's like, Google Assistant, what do you want? I'm like, nothing.
But let's talk about what Google is trying to do with push these third-party app developers.
Okay.
So they are now, starting this month, they said starting in August.
Starting.
They're going to raise the visibility of apps that resize appropriately.
Starting.
Yeah,
just gonna start doing that.
Yeah, well,
God.
Yeah. So they're going to basically make them part of the Google Play Editor's Choice apps. They're also going to display warnings on apps if they don't display well on large screens.
Sick.
Which is kind of crazy. It's just going to be like, hey, if you use a tablet, this is going to suck.
None of your social media apps will look good.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if it was specifically this, but I saw something about like if you have it open and you're in Google Play, like if you're on a large screen mode in Google Play, it'll show the large screen screenshots. Whereas if you're just closed, it'll show the small screen.
That's clever. I was just going to say, I was saying to Andrew, hasn't Apple been doing this for like 9 years or something? Like when you open the App Store on an iPad, there's a little filter at the top that says, would you like to see apps made for iPad?
Yeah.
And that's
But how long has the iPad existed versus large screen Android phones?
Well,
or tablets.
Large
I guess
screen Android
tablets have
phones, but
existed
Android
for-
tablets,
That's
like
true.
the Motorola Zoom
That's
back
true.
in the day, there was a couple optimized apps there. Like Gmail was split screen back in the day. It just feels like they should have been.
Google just
doing
like
this
gives
for a
up
while.
on things so much. Like they made Honeycomb, which was supposed to be like the tablet, the fork of Android that became the tablet
I
version.
forgot about that, and I just got so triggered. Oh my god!
What was that first tablet called?
the Zoom, the Motorola Zoom.
Motorola Zoom.
Yeah. And the Atrix as well.
I loved that thing.
But they literally made one version of Android that was made for tablets, and then
Yeah.
they just gave up on it.
Yeah, and it had hollow. It had like the glowing
ice
blue
cream sandwich,
Yeah.
hollow. Yeah, but now they're just pushing that all into Android 14, which is good.
Do you think it'll be an Android 15, or is this gonna stay with Android 14?
Depends on how well the Pixel Fold does.
Yeah, if there's a Pixel Fold 2, which we don't know,
yeah.
I would hope so.
There
Then, yeah.
has to be.
At this point, there better be.
There has to be a 2. I don't know about a 3, but there has to be a 2.
You say that, but this is Google we're talking about.
Yeah.
Like I agree with you. This is a first gen product. You got to see it through.
Yeah.
Second gen's got to be in the works. But
Yeah. But there's a lot of products there's a lot of apps that just like show giant black bars on the sides, like X, Twitter.
yeah.
And
Also,
Instagram.
this is maybe one of my biggest like annoyances. Do you guys see the ones that? So like X, for example, is designed to be okay in this format, like the vertical. Oh god! But then when you open it on horizontal, it takes up like just over half
Yeah.
the screen, and that's
Yep.
for whatever reason that annoys the crap out of me. It takes up like a little more than what it's allowed. But then if you turn it the
yeah.
other way, it does go full screen.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's weird.
I didn't even know that.
So-
There's a lot. Okay, hot tip to Pixel Fold owners: if you turn
All 7 of you.
Yeah, 3 of them are in this room. So the other 4 of you, let's address you directly.
oh, look at that going.
So
Yeah.
X in that aspect ratio, when you turn it,
Will fill the whole
does
screen.
fill the screen.
Yeah.
And
The way I think about this phone is it's a sideways Z fold. So
rotate.
Yeah.
so like this is a Z fold right here. If you turn the Pixel Fold on its side, and then this, if you turn the Pixel Fold the way it opens, is a Z fold.
It's
turned
just
sideways.
awkward because like you naturally open your phone like this, and to just have to do this for like most apps to make them actually fill the screen is not great.
No, it's not fantastic.
So
No.
yeah,
I
Anyway,
love that though. It reminds me of a Nintendo DS or something.
A little bit.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm glad Google's doing that. Hopefully, it actually makes a difference.
fingers crossed.
Doubt, but we'll see.
Developers, get on it, please. Again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Last take on the Pixel Fold. I want everyone's favorite and least favorite thing about it since they've started using it. You said the buttons were your least favorite. Is that actually your least favorite?
Yeah.
All right.
My battery life has actually been fine.
Okay.
Mine has been too.
Really?
I think it's done the traditional Pixel curve of getting better for me.
I've been waiting for mine to do that. It hasn't done it.
Really?
I am on the Android 14 beta, and that has some more battery enhancements.
I'm not, and it's still cooking for me. I don't know.
What's your favorite thing about it?
It's split between the aspect ratio of the front screen, which is just kind of fun. It's just nice having a 16:9-esque phone, and then also just viewing YouTube videos on the inside screen. It's really nice, really cool.
Alex, what about you? Favorite and least favorite?
I think mine's the outside screen too. That's the difference maker. I think that's why I went. That's why I tried it, and then was like, this is good enough to keep. Like
Right.
I had every intention of potentially returning this thing.
Interesting.
In
so
like
it
2
sold
weeks.
you just
It
because
is
you
that-
loved using the outside.
Because I like the
so much.
outside screen.
Okay.
And like honestly, like I think the aspect ratio is great too. And like the size of it is very pleasing for whatever reason. Like it's sort of Andrew talks about it with like the Zen phone. I don't know if he's dropped this take on the podcast yet, but like where he's like, I kind of like having a smaller phone because it makes me want to be on my phone a little less, like,
Sure.
but in a good way,
Yeah.
you know? And this is like enjoyable to use, so I can use it as much as I want to use it. And yet having a slightly smaller screen makes me be like, for whatever reason, just clicks in my head of like, oh, maybe I should, put my phone away and enjoy life a little
I think
more,
this
whatever.
is the proper shape for a foldable, just like being, you're going to use it closed most of the time, but then when it's useful to open it up, you open it up versus Samsung's, which is like, this is a really awkward aspect ratio
is.
until you have it open.
It's like Samsung focused first on the inside screen, and the outside screen was sort of
afterthought.
an awkward result.
Yeah.
And this one felt like the opposite.
Especially, you remember the first generation Fold that had like the.
I mean, that cements it. When you look at that phone,
That
you're like,
was
they didn't care about the
insane.
outside screen.
Yeah.
They cared about the inside screen.
That outside screen is like the same size as like the other
tiny.
foldables now.
It's
you know what I
the
mean?
size
Like,
of like a palm phone, basically.
Yeah,
It's
it's
so
terrible.
tiny.
I actually almost did a video comparing the size. It's bigger than the palm phone, but it is not by much.
Not by much, yeah.
Least
But yeah.
favorite thing.
Least favorite thing. I mean, I think it's just the lack of optimized apps so far on the inside. I mean, it still
Google.
feels early on, but this is the same feeling I've had with every Google tablet I've ever had. I've tried to get on Google tablets a few times, and every time I've been like, no. Like I had a Galaxy Tab A4, I think, and I liked it, and I liked Dex. Dex was pretty cool, but like I was like, just in a normal Android tablet application, this kind of sucks. And I sort of feel similar. Like I don't want to say that this sucks on the inside, but it's not there yet. Like it's just, it feels too early. So like hopefully with this adding them incentivizing people to make the apps more optimized inside, that'll help. But right now that is like my least favorite software thing. And then the hardware thing is the button placement for sure. Like it is annoying that like, cause I do use that like little hack of turning it this way a lot. And then I find like my pinky is constantly hitting the power button and either turning it off or hitting Google Assistant.
Yeah.
And that interrupts whatever I'm trying to do. And obviously we want everything to be as tight as we can when we're using our devices. So that's a little unintuitive. I don't know how they fix that though.
I will suggest a way to fix it, because this is one of my favorite things about this phone is I actually like that the power button, being the fingerprint reader, is fast and works really well. But I do feel like these buttons are a little too loose. Like they're too easy to press. So if you look at like an iPhone, a Samsung phone, the buttons are clicky, but they take a little more effort to press. So if you like just hold the phone on the side, you won't actually press the button. Just tighten up those buttons a little bit.
Yeah, that's true. Adding a little more oomph would probably help.
Yeah, less accidental presses.
And maybe separate buttons for the volume rocker too. Like
some,
an up button,
it's
down
like
button.
a choice. Some of them do the rocker like this. Some of them will do separate buttons. I think maybe the rocker makes it a little looser, and if they had separate buttons, they'd be firmer. So that's a good suggestion for them. I will say my least favorite thing is still the battery life, but my favorite thing is the fingerprint reader and the front aspect ratio. So that is our little micro discussion on probably half the Pixel Fold users in North America right now. It's a pretty good density in the studio. Hey, thanks for watching this clip. I think we should end this outro with just rumors and speculation about the next episode of Waveform.
Zuzu has a
Zuri's
rumor.
chimed in.
Zuri, what do you think?
What's going on?
Zuri, are you going to be in the next podcast episode?
I heard confirmed next episode is over an hour long. Confirmed. That's what I heard.
Oh, she agrees.
She agrees. Suri agrees. I heard it's going to be slightly better.
Bet.
She disagrees.
Slightly better.
No shot. She's like, I don't think so.
I heard it's going to have 700,000 views.
Confirmed?
Confirmed.
Or is that just speculation?
Zuri hasn't won, so
As long as everyone likes and subscribes this clip, it could happen. So give her the mic. Give her the mic.
yeah.
Oh, she's scared of the mic.
of the mic.
God, don't scare her, Ellis.
I'm sorry, guys.
What the heck?
Oh, she's back.
Scaring a dog? What do you push over old people too?
Like and subscribe.